Hello Twitch and YouTube. Welcome to the D&D Retrospective Edition 1. This is to serve the purpose of enabling new viewers and old to join our adventure with an up-to-date understanding of where our party is, has been and could possibly go into. Now I have to admit to having left this retrospective a little late in the week to make, meaning quite a lot of details I will have left out. But I will do my best to summarise and bring our viewers to the forefront of our adventures. Our humble party began with its companions alone and alone. Fate brought a wizard to each of our doorsteps with a request to clear a dungeon and the foul stench of evil within. This wizard tasked each adventurer to travel into this dungeon, which of course was by no means an easy feat. Upon arriving at the dungeon, each adventurer was led into a solitary confined space where we awaited the arrival of someone who would teleport us in. These are varying wizards, not of the same nature. Now, once we were teleported into the dungeon, we arrived completely separated and unaware of each other's presence. Now, I'll try and cover as much detail as possible, but just to bring you up to speed, but it's been like 6 days. So I'm going to start with myself, and then I'll probably try and summarise as best I can for every other character who was involved in the quest. So, I arrived in a room containing only a door and a desk. Maybe that was silly of me, but I inspected this desk, and there was a note upon it, which upon my character's inspection informed myself that I was a fool and I would meet my demise there. As quickly as I read the note, 2 undead appeared behind myself. Being a cleric, I used my power of turn undead, which managed to nullify their threat. I set to quickly dispatching them with my crossbow. After a short time of hurtling arrows at the beasties, I attacked with my heavy mace and eventually dispatched them at probably great cost to my own health and probably sanity being in this dungeon alone with undead. So I'm going to bring the map up and hopefully you can get a bit of an idea as to exactly what I was dealing with in there. Ooh. Wherever it's gone. Hang on a moment. There we go. Okay, so I began at... where did I begin? Room 3. You'll see it just below the centre. No, I didn't. Where did I begin? I began at room 5, which is to the right of room 3. Okay, so I was in there alone, killed these undead, moved to the door, made my way north, up the passageway, and to the right you'll see there's a little door symbol. I don't know if you can see my mouse, probably not. There we go. Yeah, so I started here, I moved out around, I came up here. I opened this door and light could not pass into this room. And this seems to be a common thread with all the rooms in this dungeon, which is quite worrying. But yes, so I opened this door and a blood-curdling scream escaped the room. Absolutely terrifying. I quickly slammed the door shut, and upon the wall, written in blood, was the Room of Horrors. Now this gave me chills, so straight away, that is not somewhere where I want to be. I turn around and this little girl just giggling, freaking me the fuck out. So I'm obviously a force of good. I'm like, well, what are you doing down here? This is a dangerous place. You shouldn't be down here on your own. So she just ran off. She actually booked it up this path and along here. I followed in haste all the way around until I reached this point here. At which point she stood there facing the wall, covering her eyes, and upon my trying to get closer to see what was wrong or how I could help, she pretty much just caved into the wall, and yeah, blood, it was horrible. So obviously my character was a little bit freaked out. I'll try to put some background music on. Oops. Okay. So obviously I'm a bit freaked out. I'm not going back to the room of hell, and I continue to make my way around to room 1, where upon entering, it's a It's a standard, concrete room, surrounded. I entered, and it's a forest in there, but there's nothing outside of it. These trees are growing out of the ground. The ground's made of concrete, so it's, a very strange place to be within. I entered into the middle of the room, and I got quickly surrounded by some pixie type characters. I don't know what they were, but they were unique and unusual. So as I tried to leave, the swarm prevented me and communicate with me. Almost all these thousands of tiny voices speaking at once, asking me not for help, but to warn me, and directed me towards a tree where a figure was encased within. Upon my closer inspection and conversation, this character warned me about the dangers here, so I quickly left. Well, I didn't quickly leave, but I edged away very slowly and left, at which point I then travelled south all the way down into here, entered into room 8, where I was encountered with 2 giant spiders. Now these spiders are about to absolutely decimate me, and I was saved by an NPC called Cervaris, who was also in the dungeon with the same quest. Now, upon dispatching the spiders, we travelled round to room 3, upon which we were obviously adventuring together, and a similar thing happened. We tried to open the door and light could not enter the room, so I cast light on Cervaris' great axe. It didn't really help too much. He was leading the charge. I was the cleric, so I'm just standing back and ready to aid if I can. We peeked into the room, or rather Cervaris did, and he was greeted with eyes staring back at him. Now obviously we were a little unnerved, so we slowly entered the room. Couldn't see anything. However, we did hear footsteps behind a stone tablet that was located at the back of the room. You might be able to see this little character piece here. things get quite funny. I suppose we're on an alternate timeline now because of the events that happened. But I tried to step forward and say, hey, I'm cleric, sermon of Palor, force of good. If you are good, then come out and we'll help you. This was greeted with magic missile, which caused me great alarm and undue stress. So, in my haste, I shouted, "Avenge me, Cervaris," and accidentally killed the character. This was quickly rewound and didn't happen. So, we're back in a situation of, hey, we're about to approach this character or to converse with her. So, didn't happen. Sorry about that to my DM. I didn't know. But it's okay. We're all good. So that's a really, really quick summary of what happened to my character. I can't remember the individual character names because as the characters aren't logged in, I can't actually see which characters were which. But other characters started out here. I can't remember who that was. I'm sorry, I can't remember any of the character names. They're here, but I can't remember which ones were which. So you're going to have to watch the full thing to see that. But I can quickly summarise as to people's little journeys through the dungeon, and then at least you'll have a good idea of what's going on when you join. So the dude started here, right, surrounded by monks, I believe. Yes. Was that right? No, it was in a room with an iron door. Couldn't leave, it was locked. So eventually he did manage to get out, but I can't actually remember how. It's been too many days. And he travelled north, up, and then across, and left and round, went in a circle, and somehow managed to link up with these guys. Which is pretty cool. Yeah. Another dude started up here, I believe. No, that can't be right. I think he did start up there. Yeah, he did. And then quickly left down here around. No, couldn't have started there. What bloody hell did he start? I haven't got a clue. Either way, I've tried to summarise my character as best I can, and the next retrospective I will actually make greater detail and notes as to what happened and who it happened to. But I think that'll be it for now, you know. Remember, Sunday 2 AM GMT is our D&D broadcast time, so keep an eye out for that this weekend coming. I'm really excited. You're going to see some cool stuff. I can't wait to see what our DM's got in store for us. So yeah, can't wait to see you there. Hopefully it's brought you up to speed a little bit. It's probably left more questions than it did answers. So I think that's a good point to leave it at. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next part of the adventure. Stay frosty, people.